Impromptu. Edom is hurt. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, ahchyam, Yahweh Shai, ahchyam Rakha Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And as always, I would like to give double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, ahchyam, Yahweh Shai. And I wanted to do a video on this situation right here, in which that is what suddenly sparked the inspiration from this video. Last night I was watching this video. It was over 2 hours and 20 something minutes long. Really good video, man. Lots of edification coming out. You know that this video was a part of why this video was beautiful was because Apostle Rakha was there. You had the brother Amawana Gabar, he was there. Tahar, Apostle Tahar was there, Apostle Gabar was there, Apostle Ariamlab, and how often do you see the four apostles coming together to teach? Apostle Tahar, Apostle Rakha, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ariamlab. Because I remember when I first came into the truth, they used to do those sit downs called breaking strongholds, where they'll have this curtain with the end of the world repeated on it right behind them. And when they used to do them sit downs on breaking strongholds 1, it was you had Apostle Tahar, you had Apostle Ariamlab, you had Apostle Gabar, and you had Apostle Rakha there. So I was actually I was actually glad to see the four of them teaching together again. Because come on, how often do you see those four brothers teaching together? But beautiful video. A lot of edification came out. Esau, Edom getting exposed on a lot of shit. So of course, I was watching the video until I had fell asleep because it was late at night. So I was just laying down. I was listening to the video. A lot of edification was coming out. Beautiful video. And then I wake up this morning, and I see this. This video has been removed for violating YouTube's community guidelines. So do you think it's possible that they're possibly implementing those draconian YouTube laws? Because we heard them speaking about it. Nancy Pelosi and other ish people attacking online free speech. And of course it's going to start with YouTube, seeing that it is the most popular video platform on the web. And this is the website that a lot of people come to for information, if they want to know something, if they want to know what's going on. So, which, what the apostles of Great Millstone was talking about in the video, I didn't see anything concerning hate speech. But you see, the thing is that, Esau Edom is hurt, man. He's hurt. He's angry. He's upset. He's mad. He's pissed. He's shaking. He's scared. He's confused. He's terrified. He's petrified, because he sees that the elect is waking up all around the world, and that his kingdom is crumbling. It is falling quickly. Now, when I was a child, I remember there used to be a saying called, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me," right? Well, is that saying really true? Well, let's find out. Okay. Now, this is the phrase "sticks and stones" from Google.com, right? So, I looked this up. It says, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." And then it says, possible meaning: a physical attack may injure me, but a verbal attack cannot injure me. Okay, and if a verbal attack cannot injure you, then how come these videos are being removed for violating YouTube's community guidelines. You know, here it is. You have a little 9-year-old child who's over here rapping about murdering his parents, and that video does not get taken down. There's all kind of racist videos on YouTube. You know, all kind of racist videos on YouTube showing dark-skinned people with big red lips, just like how they used to do it. They used to call them coons back in the 1800s. Okay, those videos get to stay up, right? But the moment we start bringing out truth concerning the so-called elites, the rest of their nation of people, them small hats in the land of Israel, you know, the moment we start exposing their evil and wicked deeds, those videos get removed for violating YouTube's community guidelines. You know. But meanwhile, they get to upload videos of they call it what is it, the first 60 days in prison. There's this show called 60 Days in Prison, and they're basically showing Jakes fighting each other inside of prison. Those videos do not get taken down for promoting violence, because that's what you're doing. You're promoting violence. You can upload videos showing guys fighting in prison, beating each other, getting all bloodied and shit. You know, promoting violence. But the moment we start bringing out the truth according to the Holy Scriptures, those videos get removed for violating YouTube guidelines. So these devils, they're hurt by the words that are coming out of the Holy Scriptures. Okay. Oh yeah, here we go. It's the Spirit. Took me right to it. Jeremiah, the 5th chapter. Same verse where the Lord said, "Fear ye not me." Okay. Jeremiah chapter 5 verse 14. Wherefore thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, the power of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire. And that's what's happening. The words that the Lord have put in our mouths, Lord's will, you know, if it be Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai's will, you know, the words that they are putting in our mouth, the Lord's will that they are putting the words in our mouth, which is, you know, fire. Okay, so the words that's coming out of our mouth is fire, and the fire is so hot to the point to it's literally consuming these Rothschilds and Rockefellers. It's consuming these small hats. Okay, these fake Jews over there humping walls and wearing small hats. It's consuming them. Okay, it says, and this people would, and it shall devour them. Yeah, and these people, including the two-thirds of the nation of Israel. Okay, because the real Israelites, according to the Holy Scriptures, are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians, as it is proven. Okay, those are the true Hebrew Israelites, according to the Holy Scriptures. All you got to do is read the Holy Scriptures. Holy Scriptures will tell you who the real Israelites are. Okay. It says, and this people would, and it shall devour them. So these so-called elites, these two-thirds of our people, they're being devoured by the word of the Lord, which we know the word of the Lord to be Yahweh Shai. You're talking about sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. Well, if words will never hurt you, then how come the videos are being removed? I thought words would never hurt you. Okay? Check this out. The words of a talebearer are as wounds. If you notice, it said words. Words. The words of a talebearer are as wounds. You see that? Now, is it talking about physical wounds? No, it's talking about mental wounds. Because technically, what we're doing is we're telling the whole world who the so-called white man really is according to the Holy Scriptures. And to these so-called elites, to these so-called white people, those words are as wounds. They hate being called an Edomite. They hate hearing that their lineage goes all the way back to Esau. They hate hearing that. Every time they hear the name Esau, every time they hear the name Edom, you know, it hurts them to the core. You know, it makes them grit their teeth. You know, it makes them want to dig up their butt and put their finger in their mouth. No, it makes them want to drink blood and semen and have sex with 6 and 7-year-old boys. You know, it boils their blood. You know, every time they drink a cup of blood, their hand is shaking like they have Parkinson's disease because they're so goddamn scared. This truth is constantly on the minds of these so-called elites. And all of these Edomites that work for the U.S. government. Okay? They hate being called red because they know deep down inside they are not white. There's no such thing as a white person. Okay? The toilet paper I wipe my ass with is white. My toilet is white. You let a so-called white person stand out in a hot blazing sun too long, what happens? He starts to turn red because of the blood that showed forth through his skin. That's why Esau was called Edom. When you look up Edom, it goes back to the Hebrew word adawam, which means red. Esau was called red because of the blood that showed forth through his skin. Okay? Because the scriptures tell you in Genesis the 25th chapter, before Esau traded his birthright for some bloody meat, right? Tells you that he was come back from the field. So Esau was out. He was out there in the hot blazing field hunting, right? He was out there in that hot blazing sun in the field hunting. So you already know when he came back from hunting, this devil was red all over because the sun was fucking cooking his ass while he was out there hunting. That's why he was called Edom. He was not called Edom because of the red pottage that he was fed. You know, this devil came back from the hot blazing sun in the field from hunting, and the blood was showing forth through his skin. And a matter of fact, let me do this. Let's go to Google. Let's go to Google and let's type in a red person. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, because you so-called white people, your blood shows forth through your skin whenever you stand out in a hot blazing sun too long, or whenever you get angry, whenever something displeases you. You know, whenever you get embarrassed, what happens? You start to turn red because of the blood that show forth through your skin. Let's do this. See, let's type in blood showing through skin. Look at that. Look at that. Red, okay? That's blood showing forth through that person's skin. Because you so-called white people, your skin is translucent. You don't have a skin color. That's why we're able to see the white meat underneath your skin. Okay, where do you think all that blood is coming from whenever you stand out in a hot blazing sun too long? It's showing forth through your white meat. So let's type in a red person. Okay, look at that. Straight up caveman. You see that? You see how the blood is shown forth through his skin? You see how the blood is shown forth through his skin? He looks pretty angry, don't he? Whenever they get angry, right? Whenever they get angry, their blood starts to show forth through their skin. And hey, you could be a racist man, because I'm a racist dude. Okay? I hate Edomites. Look at this. Look at that. Red. Look at that. See how the blood shows forth through his skin? So, you're not white, you're red. That's why you're called Edomites. The word Edom goes back to the Hebrew word ahchyam, which means red. Okay, like it tells you in Genesis, what is it? Is it the 36th chapter? Esau is Edom. Esau is red. He's red because of the blood that shows forth through his skin. So you so-called white people, y'all come from the line of Edom, okay? You don't fake Jews in the land of Israel, calling themselves Jewish and they're not. Their father's line goes back to Esau, okay? They are descendants of Amalek. Amalek is a grandson of Edom, a grandson of Esau, okay? So those people in the land of Israel calling themselves Jewish and they are not, their line really goes back to Esau. They are descendants of Esau. Okay? You can call it hate speech all you want. The truth is the fucking truth. Period. Okay? So the words of a talebearer are his wounds. So they hate being called that. Okay? And by the way, the real Jews are so-called Negroes. Okay? And a matter of fact, Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, he's from the tribe of Judah. And in the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 13 to 15, and in the book of Daniel, chapter 10, verse 5, all the way down to 6, who the world calls Jesus is described as a dark-skinned man with woolly hair, and his eyes was red because he drank a lot of wine. And he's from the tribe of Judah. He has white woolly hair and dark skin. And his eyes was red because he was a wine bibber. So-called Negroes come from the tribe of Judah. Those are the real Jews right there. The real Jews are the so-called Negroes. Okay? If who the world calls Jesus was walking the earth today, he would look like a so-called Negro. He will have dark skin and woolly hair. And his eyes will be red because he was a wine bibber. He loved drinking wine, like the scriptures tell you. Okay, so it says, and they go down into the innermost part of the belly. The belly is talking about your mind. So the words of a talebearer are as wounds. They go down into the innermost part of the mind. So this truth is constantly on their mind. Okay, these devils are losing sleep because of this truth. You know, they're constantly plotting how to put an end to it, but you can't, because the moment we stop teaching, that's the famine of the word. That's Amos 8 verse 11 coming to pass. Let me see. Okay. Proverbs chapter 18 verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it will eat the fruit thereof. So yeah, Words are powerful, man. Okay, words are powerful. You know, but here it is. You know, during the early during the mid 1900s into the early year 2000, right? So-called white people used to call us niggers and, you know, all these racist things. It used to be funny to them, you know. Remember that, you know, when so-called little black kids used to go to so-called white schools. Okay, you used to call those little children niggers, and y'all used to laugh and make fun of them. Oh, but now look, now that we're calling you Esau, Edom, it's not so funny anymore. You know why? Because the fact that your line goes back to Esau, Edom is the truth. So the worst thing you could ever be called on this planet is an Edomite. And anybody who comes from the line of Esau is an Edomite. Okay? But hey, you know, you so-called white people, you shouldn't feel too bad. Okay? There's Edomites. Well, there's Edomites that look like Israelites. Okay? The scriptures call them the tares and the wheats. I mean, the scriptures call them the tares. Because during the time of slavery, what was going on? The slave master was having sex with the Israelite woman, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indian woman. And guess what? The children that was coming out of those women were tares. Those babies might have came out with brown skin and woolly hair, but guess what? Those babies were tares. Because the father of that baby was an Edomite. So that baby was an Edomite, even though that baby had brown skin and woolly hair. Because the baby's nationality is determined by who the father is. So there was a lot of slave masters that was having sex with Israelite women, and the babies that was coming out of the Israelite women, those were Edomites, because the father was an Edomite. So you can better understand. Okay. Now, if an Israelite man have sex with any woman, if an Israelite man, which will be a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native Indian man, if an Israelite man have sex with a woman of the other nations, okay, the baby that's going to come out of that woman is going to be an Israelite. Even if that baby looks Chinese, even if that baby looks Japanese, even if that baby look like a so-called white person, if an Israelite man have sex with a so-called white woman, the baby that's going to come out of that woman is going to be an Israelite. Why? Because the father is an Israelite. Read Numbers 1 verse 18. Okay? A person's nationality is based on who the father is, because the man carries the seed, which the word seed goes back to the Greek word sperma, which is where you get sperm from. Okay? The body of the baby is made from men's semen. But anyways, you see, so if your father's lineage on your father's side goes back to an Edomite, you're an Edomite, and your future is going to be slavery. Point blank, period. Give a damn how mad you get. See, Bible, see, the tongue is a fire. Tongue is a fire. KJV. Yeah, see, I had a feeling it was in the book of James. I just couldn't put my thumb on the exact verse. Okay, James chapter 3 verse 5. Even so the tongue is a little member and boasts of great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. So just, like words are so powerful. You can entice people to fight. Hell, look at what happened to Adam and Eve, starting with Eve. Okay, we fell from grace through what? Through the hearing of words. Okay, which that serpent in the Garden of Eden is not talking about an actual serpent. Okay, well, when have you ever seen a talking snake before? Never. So that serpent is actually a metaphor, speaking of a man who was very crafty and very subtle. That serpent was really a very crafty and subtle man. Which he was actually a part of the wicked. Okay, he was one of the sons of the wicked. That very crafty and subtle man. Who deceived Eve into learning of those forbidden philosophies, right? The knowledge of good and evil, right? He used words to do it. He did not. He didn't have to use physical harm. All he needed was words. And through those words, Eve fell from grace, and then she caused Adam to fall from grace. When she presented the knowledge of good and evil to Adam. Okay? And like it tells you in Sirach, also known as the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 25th chapter. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all died. Okay? But that beginning of sin started with words. So words are powerful. You can use words to get people to do all kind of things. Okay? Hell, how do you think the heavens and the earth was created? Through words. Okay? Because when I was studying, the moon and the new moon, right? I was reading Genesis, the first chapter, and I'm just amazed, like, wow. And the powers said, let there be light. And the powers said, let the waters underneath the firmament be divided from the waters that are above the firmament. And the power said, let the dry ground appear. Like, the heavens and the earth was created through words. You see how powerful words are? Hell, what did Yahushua tell the devil in the book of Matthew? He said that men shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the Lord's mouth. So words are powerful. Elijah, when he rained fire from heaven on that captain and his 50, and then the other captain and his 50, did not Elijah use words? He said, if I be a man of God, then let fire rain down from heaven on this captain and his 50. And guess what? It happened. How do you think the elect is standing upon their feet, going out on the highways and hedges and prophesying? It was through the hearing of the word of Yahweh, who is Yahushua. So yeah, sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will always hit even harder. With that, I'm going to say, Shalom is on to the next one.